In this video, we are going to learn about input devices under peripherals. Input devices, output devices, and storage media comes under peripherals. Function of the keyboard is very simple. We should know there are particular key areas. These are for just typing, then these keys for certain functions, and here some special keys like tab keys and all, shift keys, and here the numeric keypad is there. And we should be able to provide few examples how we use these shortcuts. Commonly we'll be using a control key, then control plus A together. A actually stand for all, B for bold, and C for copy. Likewise we can use actually shortcut keys to perform certain tasks. And using certain special type of softwares, we can actually change the functionality of these keys than the normal typing. For example, let's say for video editing, we can use these keys actually for video editing purpose. So depends on the software, we can customize. Right now this is actually video software. Using that particular software, we can change the function of these keys. Then pointing devices, mouse, trackpad, trackball. Trackball means actually similar to mouse, upside down of the mouse, right? You would have seen a ball, like we can rotate it and point on the screen. Then touch screen, so we can input data by touching. So there are two types, capacitive and resistive. Capacitive means with the name itself we can identify it is actually related to electric field. Tiny static charge will be transferred from finger tip to touch screen. Therefore you can't wear any glove here, non-conductive materials, not possible. We need to use the fingertip here because need to pass tiny electric charge, and it is very sensitive. Accidental input is possible, therefore not suitable situations like where you experience more vibrations and noise. So accidental input is possible and little expensive than the resistive touch screen, commonly used in mobile phones, tablet, certain visual displays. Resistive nothing to do with the conduction, therefore you can even wear here non-conductive material. Here we need to apply the pressure. So these kind of touch screen suitable for vibration, like construction sites and all, where you experience more noise and all. So here no need to worry about the accidental input. You need to apply pressure. A certain game console also resistive touch screen is used. Then graphic tablet. So here you can use the stylus to write and draw, then and there you can save it. So digital artists and designers use this. Digital artist mean people who does artwork use this digital technology, then we are calling it as digital artist. It is easy for them to write and draw and save. Joystick, specially used with games to move the main object right? The sprite is known as actually the main object in the game. To move the sprite, we can use joystick. Then similar to joystick, we'll be getting game pads with much more triggering buttons and even analog control for precise movement. Then steering wheel, especially with the racing games we can use steering wheels. Then light guns, here actually you can use a light gun to point it into the screen and shoot. Then motion controller, with the motion itself you can control certain movements. So these are actually the few example. Even just you no need to memorize anything, you should be able to provide certain example, and even if multiple choice questions they ask these kind of thing, you should be able to identify these are the game controllers. That's all. Now nothing to memorize here. That's what I'm always asking. Don't try to memorize line by line. Just you watch like you are watching a movie, right? Movie about input devices. So once you actually watch the movie, end of the movie you will be able to explain everything, right? Here the same thing. After finishing the entire unit 1 chapters, you can easily answer all exam questions. Then there are mobile game controllers. Here you can fix the mobile game controllers like this. Here you will be getting that micro USB port where you connect the charger. From that only power is provided, and these two actually the part will be connected using a connector behind the phone. So then you can use these actually game controller to play game using mobile phones. Light pen, we can actually use light pen to select menu and draw and write on the screen, mainly using computer aided design, complex drawing. Then imaging and video input devices, this is very common. Digital camera, webcam and CCTV, closed circuit TV, because all these are cameras, but we need to understand what purpose these cameras are used. Now digital camera to take still image and moving images. So here the resolution is considered, quality is important. Digital mean actually in older cameras the reel is used. After taking picture, we need to take some additional further steps to get the pictures. But here the data is saved in a digital format. Image sensor convert light to digital data. So it is actually electronically saved using a memory card. Therefore editing, sharing, transferring is very convenient. Then and there you can use saved data. Webcam also actually it is a small digital camera. Here the resolution is not much considered. Especially use video over the internet, voice over IP, for example Skype. Actually we are using for voice call, we'll be using the internet. That's what we are calling voice over IP. Now there are actually live cams, webcams. It is connected to the internet. Whomever can access the internet can go to the particular website, and live streaming is possible. Certain important places in the country, cameras will be placed and we can actually access the live stream. The purpose of webcam is specially for video over the internet. CCTV specially for security, right? Surveillance technology that uses cameras specifically for security, that is actually to monitor and record video footage. Now purpose should be clear, right? All these are actually cameras. Where and when these cameras will be used. Right, this part should be very clear. Then scanners, there are different the kind of scanners. Scanners mean always it use actually light. Now once you place an image, this light source will emit light. According to the image, this will be actually reflected here. Then analog to digital converter transfer this reflected light beams to electrical signal. Then actually the corresponding software, right? Whatever the device we use, we need to install the compatible software as well. Then that software will convert finally that digital signals to digital image. Finally we will be getting a exact actually a copy of original document. Then barcode reader, specially used in supermarkets. The special type of actually the bars will be printed. Now here we will be creating a database for these barcodes, right? First of all we will design the barcode, then those barcode will be placed in database, and corresponding actual information will be given for each and every barcode. Then we will be taking actually print out of those barcodes and will be placing on the project objects, right? Then here according to this barcode pattern, this light will be reflected. Then this is fed to computer, then using the database can identify this particular barcode is for what particular information. Then information will be then and there displayed. Specially used for actually on food products, but there are two types, linear and matrix. So linear means it will read alpha numeric, okay, the characters. So therefore normally it is used with actually food products. Matrix type barcode readers use QR code. So there we can store much more data. Example, electronic device. Regarding an electronic device, what is the voltage, ampere rate, watt, all these kind of things can be stored using QR code. Therefore there are two types, linear and matrix, right? Then another kind of actually the scanner is a magnetic ink character reader, specially used with checks. Special kind of ink is used here to indicate the particular bank branch and the account number, everything. Then this information will be saved in a database. Whenever this check is inserted, this code is read and compare with the database. Using the database information only the validation is done. If not any matching code, then the check will be rejected. Special kind of ink is used here. So therefore these things you no need to memorize, right? Magnetic ink character reader mean ink mean you know special kind of ink is actually used to identify. Then optical character recognition and optical mark recognition. Optical character mean obviously is clear, no? It identify characters, right? You can actually take a text document and you can read it and make a actual image of the original document. That is optical character recognition, can identify alphanumeric characters. So it won't take any images there, it will extract only the characters, and we can feed it to the computer and we can edit it. There are actually plenty of devices. We can use compatible software and we can use those devices actually OCR. Mobile phone, photo scanners, copier, digital cameras, even desktop or laptop computers, the particular device you can connect it and use. This is actually the original text document. You take it as an image and the pre-processing is done using the software. Then this is actually only for alphanumeric now. So there will be actually a library. So there it is actually the entire alphanumeric characters will be stored. So using that stored alphanumeric characters, the read information will be compared. Now here after pre-processing it will detect the pattern. Here the binary format is actually created. Then it recognize using the saved library. Then only reconstruction is done. Finally it will output a text format similar to this. The original input image will be saved here as a output text file. So therefore nothing to memorize here. OCR mean optical character recognition. It will recognize characters. What is the purpose? That's all. Then OMR mean optical mark recognition. Specifically like multiple choice questions, likewise to recognize any kind of mark, OMR will be used. Now here the light beam actually fall here and reflect. So wherever the mark is there, normally here even the pencil and the pen mark, right, it is possible to detect. So wherever the mark is placed, the reflection intensity will be less. So then here actually the reflection is high. Then according to that it will make the image, exact image of the original sheet. And then processing software process the read information, light to electrical signal. The binary format is created. Then this can be transferred to Excel sheet or otherwise OMR compatible software. That means OMR compatible sheet also possible. If we want, we can actually transfer it to Excel file. Otherwise as a OMR sheet, anyhow it will create an exact copy. Then there will be a program. It is written and original answers will be saved. That program will compare this created sheet and the original sheet. So therefore the detecting process will be very fast compared to manual processing. Now here this is the process. Here also like various devices actually can be used. We need to install the compatible software. Even mobile phone, tablet also can be used. Then biometric scanners. Biometric scanners mean face, fingerprint, iris, all these actually known as biometric input. Here first of all this biometric information will be saved in a database. whenever the biometric input is detected, it will compare with the saved database. Depends on the authentication, access is provided. Always compare with the database. Actually here our body becomes the key. You don't need to memorize anything. Even voice recognition, we can't take it as a biometric scanner, but it is a biometric input. So we can actually write a program to recognize the voice. Using voice you can control many things. Then basic advantage and disadvantages. Now here is very easy, nothing to memorize, right? Just we do the scanning. It is more difficult to trick. Even the passwords and all guess, crack is possible, no? Here no way. Always because person to person the biometric actually identification is different. So can speed up the transaction, right? It's very fast and not restricted by language barriers. Now let's say you are using a particular device, it is written in that particular country language, then you need to enter password, then you need to practice about those actually the characters. So here those kind of issues we are not going to face with this biometric input. Disadvantages, actually our personal information will be used, therefore security is highly concerned. It is actually difficult to trick, but can confuse. Now for example, whomever can access the database, they can delete your biometric input from the database. Then whenever you place face or whatever the fingerprint, that the database will reject because now it is not available. Those kind of things actually possible. The next disadvantage will be expensive. Then next some people feel uncomfortable. So these are actually the basic thing. That's what again and again I am repeating, and nothing to remember. Now you just listen like you are watching a movie. End of this, as you see the questions, everything will come to your mind. Then card readers. There are different types of cards. So magnetic strip. Right here there will be a magnetic strip it placed in the card, and the data is actually stored using this magnetic field. Now here you just wipe the card. Here the least security means normally the other type of card like chip and pin, like smart card, as you insert to read the card, we need to provide pin information. Therefore only authorized person can use. Now here we no need to insert any pin. Whomever can access the card can use. So that is actually the big disadvantage here. The security risk is there. At the same time this magnetic actually the strip can be easily damaged, even for scratches, even with the time. With the time actually that magnetic field actually strength get reduced, then you won't be able to use the card properly. Scratches can cause damage when it is exposed to magnetic field, cause damage to this information. And if it is exposed long time for magnet, may wipe out the information. These are actually the main disadvantages. Advantage is compared to other cards, it is cheaper, at the same time much more faster than manual processing. Right, now see, these are the things you need to remember. As you see the magnetic strip, you have to remember what kind of actually the damages can cause to this magnetic field. That's all. and two-factor authentication is not there. No need to enter PIN number. So no need to worry about these words. No need to remember these words, right? I am just giving for additional detail, right? Because skimming means without the card holder, whomever can access the card can use, right? Data theft in the magnetic field, it can be easily copied. Now sometimes we call the counterfeiting. That means not only to catch the data, can duplicate the entire card, easily can be damaged. Slower transaction compared to other card types. Advantage is cost effective and easy to use. These are the additional things we can provide. The next is programmable chip and PIN. Now here two-factor authentication is used. Therefore only authorized person can be used, because once you enter the PIN only, the particular reader can read the card. And chip can contain more data, even the biometric information is possible. Capacity is very high compared to magnetic strip, and durability is very high. It won't get easily damaged, and transaction process will be faster compared to magnetic strip. These are the basic thing you can easily remember using ATM machine. You need to insert the card into the ATM machine and use it. Right, then disadvantages, advantages, now actually you can easily remember. No need to remember all these, right? This is for the additional knowledge. Just few is more than enough. Maximum they will ask you 2. Sometimes for the multiple choice question only, from the other point also they will just ask. But as you see, if you understand the theory, you can answer. When you go through the past papers, you will feel this. Another kind of actually card type we are using here, RFID, radio frequency identification. NFC also actually same, it is a subset of RFID, near field communication. Here actually contactless communication. Now in the magnetic strip you need to wipe the card, a smart card you need to insert. Here you just scan it. Front of NFC reader, you just bring the card front of NFC reader. Therefore it is very fast. Contactless reading. Here depends on the organization. Sometimes you need to enter PIN as well. In certain banks, specifically for higher transaction, they will advise to use PIN or biometric input with the card scanning. But sometimes without PIN, just the contactless card will be used. So here the main difference is this is contactless. RFID and NFC same, but the difference is specifically the range. RFID support long distance, NFC support actually very short distance, centimeters, and RFID actually one-way communication. That means you just input, that's all, no feedback. NFC actually two-way communication is possible. Two NFC compatible devices can communicate with each other. Those are the basic difference. Almost actually the process is same. always there is a small gap between reader and the card. Therefore hackers can easily capture the data using special kind of devices. So there we have to be very careful. Advantage, of course, ease of use, then a strong security, even the biometric identification is possible, duplicating is not easy as a magnetic strip card. And disadvantages, it is straightforward, you no need to memorize these words, right? These were the additional knowledge, right? Can intercept, because it is a contactless communication, no? This way only you can remember. There is a small gap between card and the reader, so using special devices actually intercepting is possible. So then and there. Then otherwise relay attack mean they will capture information, but those information will be sent to another device, because we get sometimes, let's say person is using actually a special type of devices, as you do the transaction you can notice he is doing something with the device. So therefore, to avoid this type of suspicious, what they can do is they can transfer this information to another device. So that then we are calling it as relay attacks. Then purposely they can do some manipulation to mess up the communication. We can use NFC actually compatible devices. Example, smartphone. You can install compatible NFC support app and you can use your smartphone as NFC card. So there we will be using operating system and software, therefore malware attack is possible, virus attack is possible. You have to be careful. Social engineering attack mean actually here even the ICT, this is the basic thing we should understand. Social engineering mean first of all they will gather your information, they should know basic information about you. For example, your email. Then they will find out the bank you associated with. Then they can send an email, alert email, your card is got hacked, log into the particular link will be given, log into this site and input your card detail and disable the card. But if you closely actually read this URL, you can see it's a duplicate URL. Most of the people won't notice. So likewise they can gather your information and hack the card. So these kind of attack we are calling social engineering. Then how to mitigate? Strong password, two-factor authentication. Specifically when you are using smartphones and all, you need to update the software. So updating is very crucial. Under software I will be explaining. It will actually remove vulnerabilities, patches, everything. So therefore you can minimize malware attacks. Malware attacks is you can minimize. Then here be aware, this is very important, because you know using special kind of device, interfering the communication is possible, right? Therefore we have to be very careful, have to be vigilant when you are using this NFC card. And the next actually, whenever you are not using, like when you are using smartphone, you have to disable it and keep the NFC option, only use whenever you need it. Otherwise you are just exposing and there is a possible security threat. And you have to be careful with the NFC device as well. You have to make sure it is from reputable manufacturers. If you are not sure, it's better not to use the NFC card. And this is actually the basic NFC scanning process. Now this is actually RFID tag or NFC tag. There will be an antenna, it will transmit this signal. Then RFID reader will read this signal and this will be fed to the computer. Already this particular tag information will be saved in computer database. Next time when you scan using this signal, the computer program will compare the red signal with stored database for the validation. Now these are the basic difference, RFID and NFC. This is only work with few centimeters, but here is long range. This is only one way, right? This is two way but half duplex. Half duplex means when you are communicating one at a time. That means I communicate with you, while I am communicating you can't communicate. After I stop communicating only you should start your communication. So this kind of communication is known as half duplex, otherwise full duplex. Full duplex means both of us can communicate, no problem. Now here NFC use half duplex mode. Then RFID multiple tags can be read, but here only one tag at a time. NFC interfere with other devices, but RFID don't. These are the basic difference. Only thing is at least if there are two, you can easily write. Just let's say actually at least you should be able to give one. No? Then NFC means near field communication. Near field means it is a short range. Likewise you can memorize. We can use it for different purposes, right? Now here let's say it's for the transaction, here for the transportation. They issue card, right? Once you pay money they issue card, and then as whenever you scan your card, it will go to that particular database and check for the validation. So like every month you can renew the card when you are using public transportation. Now here the tag is used to open the locker, right? This particular ID, the unique ID is fed in the database. Then the program is written, whenever this ID is identified, send electric signal to this locker's motor, then it get open. When you scan another tag, the ID is unique, no? So it is different from this. So then database will check, program is written to do something else. So nobody can open your locker with other tags. Likewise we can use it for different purposes, right? Sensors means it actually sends physical environment inputs, and it will be converted to digital signals and fed to computer or any other embedded system we use. There are plenty of sensors: temperature, proximity, accelerometer, IR sensor, pressure sensor, light sensor, motion detector, smoke, gas, alcohol sensor, touch sensor. Likewise microphone here we will be using as a voice recognition sensor. Here the advantage is you can actually place in remote or dangerous places where we can't reach, and continuously monitoring is possible. Avoid human errors, and even they can sense actually the micro changes where we won't be able to identify. Then data will be easily converted to digital form. Sensors play actually crucial roles in plenty of areas, right? One important area is, we can call it as TCAS or ECAS. So TCAS mean actually traffic alert and collision avoidance system. Otherwise we can call it as airborne collision avoid system. Specifically since nearby aircraft, can track nearby aircraft to avoid collisions. In cars, distance sensors play important role. Measure the distance to the object and it assists for many things. Parking assistant, blind spot detection when you are reversing, and the adaptive cruise control is possible. Automatically adjust vehicle speed to maintain actually distance. So likewise you should be able to provide basic example, right, where these sensors can be used, and sometimes they may specifically ask what kind of sensors used in car. So then even you no need to memorize, you have to proceed this question. Car mean what? We reverse when in the traffic, we actually other vehicles comes front of our vehicle. So then what are the actually things we need for to avoid collisions and control speed. Likewise, if you understand the theory, we can answer these questions easily. Then smartphone mean, now there are enough actually home appliances, right? Fridge, washing machine, even fridge can actually send actually reminders to restock items. The washing machine you can run, actually you can set the time to run when the off peak time reach, to reduce actually the electricity bill. Then smart light and bulbs, it sends the actually the lights and accordingly it can react. And smart light means it is connected with the motion center. Whenever it detects the motion, the lights comes up. Then door window, you can use sensors. Therefore plenty of places we can use sensors. Now if you take smartphone, there are plenty of sensors, right? GPS, Wi-Fi, even cellular network 3G 4G can be used to identify the location. We can use it as a location sensor. Then motion sensors are there to identify the motion. Environmental sensors like light sensor, proximity sensor, pressure sensor, right? Microphone, camera also we can use as sensor here, as an input voice and biometric recognition, right? Biometric input. Function of a smartphone sensor, example, now let's say the smartphone turns itself off when it is dropped, right? Now once you drop the phone, it will get off, right? Stop further damaging. So now here accelerometer will be used. Actually the basic process is, first of all the sensor will sense. Now if you keep your smartphone with you, the smartphone not going to feel any acceleration, no? When it's dropped, rapid acceleration change will be there. Then once it goes and knock, again it will detect the sudden change in acceleration. So then these data will be fed. Always there is a software part to process. Then after processing, the software can analyze, right? How it is analyzed? Acceleration change is there, that means this is actually a drop. Once it identifies the drop, it is the program is already written to start shutdown sequence. Then it will automatically shut down the phone. Now for any kind, right, any kind of sensing, this procedure you need to remember. It will identify, then it will fed, then the software will process the fed data, and then accordingly it will take the action. Right? In even any other example you should be able to explain. Right? The basic procedure is clear. In any scenarios we can explain this process, right? Data processing, then shutdown sequence, then only protection, right? Further damage is protected, right? Then there are sensors actually remote sensing, then there are industrial sensors. Likewise they might ask questions. The thing is, you know everything, but they are not going to ask you as a direct question. So this is the main reason. Always you need to understand the subject clearly, then there won't be any issue. Remote sensing, drones, satellites will be used as remote sensors. The industrial sensors, specifically for gas leaks and all, industrial sensors will be used, right? Environmental sensors, monitor temperature, even forest fire, these can be identified using environmental sensors. IoT mean Internet of Things. IoT mean Internet of Things. So they are actually we can sense data to internet. That particular device you can program to sense data to internet. So then when it is in the internet, we can access from anywhere else. Even using the internet, we can control appliances. This is how the IoT sensor work, Internet of Things. Then now, for example, let's say now they will ask you advantages of sensor in smart cars. Smart cars mean what? Automatically detects and take action accordingly. So then you can explain, right? Enhanced safety, improved efficiency. These actually you no need to remember. We know what type of sensors used in the car, no? Then accordingly we can answer it. They just ask only 1 or 2 points, that's all. The same time they can ask the disadvantage also, right? If we can write for advantages, we should be able to write for disadvantages also. So one thing is the common thing, always remember for the disadvantages, increased cost, right? Not like manual, here the cost will be high, then increased cost is always there. But sensors can technically fail, no? So therefore you can say actually technical failures possible. Then complexity, sometimes certain sensors to implement you have to connect a few things, so the complexity will be there. Then sometimes it malfunction and can provide inaccurate values. So these are the disadvantages can cause using sensors. A microphone also we can use as a sensor, that you have to remember. Most of the time we think we just use microphone for recording and for the audio, no? So here actually we can use it as a voice recognition, at the same time a voice over IP. Voice over IP mean we are using voice over internet connection. So Skype, TeamViewer, here we use actually voice over IP. Right? I think now you have got the very good understanding about the input devices, sensors, and according to the question you should be able to answer. We can go through the questions and you can see without any hassles all questions related to input devices and sensors you can answer. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.